The hip-hop world is buzzing, and Jaguar Wright has just shaken it to its core. For years, fans have speculated about what really goes on behind the scenes with legends like 50 Cent and Jay-Z, but now Jaguar is finally speaking out, and the claims are nothing short of shocking. In this video, you're about to hear details that most people have never been privy to, stories that reveal hidden conflicts, surprising alliances, and moments that could change the way fans see the game entirely. Jaguar Wright's revelations aren't just about gossip. They're about power, influence, and secrets in hip-hop that shape careers and legacies. From behind-the-scenes tension between major players to shocking decisions that influence the industry, she breaks it all down with honesty and insight. The claims are bold, the stakes are high, and the implications could ripple across the hip-hop community. Fans are going to react, insiders are going to talk, and the streets are going to debate every word. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these revelations matter, how they could impact the reputations of 50 Cent and Jay-Z, and what this means for the future of hip-hop alliances. If you're ready for insider drama, shocking truths, and the kind of revelations that make the streets talk, stay tuned. This is one story the hip-hop world can't ignore. Right after Jaguar Wright dropped her bombshell claims, it became clear this wasn't just another celebrity story. This was hip-hop history being rewritten, layer by layer. Jaguar starts by pointing out dynamics between 50 Cent and Jay-Z that few outsiders ever get to see, shedding light on hidden tensions, business decisions, and the subtle power plays that occur behind closed doors. For fans used to seeing headlines and music videos, this was a side of the industry that rarely surfaces, raw, unfiltered, and full of intrigue. Jaguar explains that her relationship with these hip-hop titans gave her access to moments most people never witness. From exclusive conversations to private studio sessions, she has seen firsthand how alliances are formed, how rivalries simmer, and how decisions are sometimes made for reasons fans would never suspect. People think it's just music, she says, but there's strategy, loyalty, and sometimes betrayal happening behind the scenes that shapes the whole culture. According to Jaguar, some of the most shocking moments involve 50 Cent's business decisions, who he supports, who he distances himself from, and how he maneuvers in ways that protect his empire while keeping his reputation untouchable. At the same time, Jay-Z is portrayed not just as a mogul, but as a strategic player who carefully evaluates alliances, opportunities, and who gets the spotlight in key situations. Jaguar's claims suggest there are moments where even those closest to these artists don't fully understand the full picture, the hidden negotiations, quiet conflicts, and untold power struggles. One of the juiciest revelations centers on collaborations and conflicts that never made it public. Jaguar describes situations where decisions in the studio or boardroom affected careers, rising stars being overlooked, tracks being shelved, or moves being blocked, all influenced by unseen conversations between 50 Cent and Jay-Z. She emphasizes that these were not personal grudges, but strategic calculations that demonstrate how the business side of hip-hop often dictates what fans eventually see on albums or hear on the radio. The impact of her revelations isn't limited to the industry insiders. Fans are reacting across social media, dissecting every claim and debating the implications. Clips of Jaguar speaking about behind-the-scenes decisions quickly went viral, sparking discussions about loyalty, influence, and power in hip-hop. For many, it's eye-opening to see that even icons like 50 Cent and Jay-Z operate in ways that are calculated, deliberate, and sometimes controversial. Jaguar also touches on misunderstandings and misconceptions fans may have had about the two artists. While the media often portrays conflict or rivalry in a simplistic way, her insider perspective shows how nuanced relationships can be, where respect, strategy, and business intertwine. She explains that what fans see publicly, diss tracks, interviews, or collaborations, is only the tip of the iceberg. The real story, she insists, exists in private conversations, studio sessions, and executive decisions that shape careers quietly. Another layer of her revelations involves loyalty and trust. Jaguar highlights how both 50 Cent and Jay-Z test their inner circles, observing who truly supports them, who can be trusted with sensitive information, and who might use opportunities for personal gain. These tests, often subtle and unnoticed by outsiders, play a critical role in determining who rises, who stalls, and who might be left behind in the hip-hop hierarchy. Jaffe-style storytelling would also note the human side of these revelations. Jaguar doesn't only talk business or strategy, she shares moments that show vulnerability, hesitation, and even regret among these moguls. For instance, she mentions decisions where 50 Cent had to turn away friends or collaborators not because of talent, but because of timing, logistics, or strategic alignment. Choices that carried emotional weight and sometimes led to tension or resentment. Fans watching for drama will notice how Jaguar carefully balances credibility with storytelling. She provides names, timelines, and context, ensuring her claims are not just sensationalized gossip, but well-informed observations from someone who was there. This approach keeps viewers engaged, encourages discussion, and positions the video as a credible source for insider knowledge, rather than just rumor. Meanwhile, the ripple effect of her revelations is already visible. Music journalists, commentary channels, and online forums are dissecting every clip, speculating about hidden alliances, and debating the accuracy of her claims. Some insiders confirm aspects of her story, while others remain silent, further fueling speculation and discussion. The combination of exclusivity, drama, and insider insight ensures that this story will dominate conversations for weeks. Jaguar repeatedly emphasizes the broader lesson. Hip-hop is not just about the music, it's about strategy, relationships, and reputation management. Every decision, collaboration, or conflict has consequences that extend far beyond the studio. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a shelved track, or a misunderstood alliance, the stakes are high, and the outcomes can define careers for years. By the end of this first part, viewers understand that Jaguar Wright's revelations are not mere gossip. They're a window into the complex, calculated, and sometimes controversial world of hip-hop moguls. The story sets the stage for what comes next: reactions from the streets, fan interpretations, insider responses, and how these claims might reshape public perception of 50 Cent and Jay-Z, both online and in the streets, showing how fans, insiders, and other artists are responding to Jaguar's claims and why the story is far from over. It will explore heated debates, fan theories, and the potential long-term impact on the hip-hop hierarchy, keeping viewers hooked for the next installment. After Jaguar Wright's shocking revelations about 50 Cent and Jay-Z began circulating, the hip-hop world erupted. Fans across social media immediately started dissecting every word, clip, and insinuation. Comment sections were flooded with speculation, theories, and heated debates. Some fans praised Jaguar for her courage, calling it a much-needed inside perspective on the hidden mechanics of the music industry. Others questioned her credibility, wondering if these were exaggerations designed for clicks or if there was real substance behind the claims. Street commentators and hip-hop analysts quickly jumped in. Videos reacting to her claims racked up views as channels debated everything from hidden feuds and secret collaborations to 50 Cent's business strategies and Jay-Z's approach to loyalty and alliances. The ripple effect was immediate. Everyone wanted to know what these revelations meant for the broader hip-hop hierarchy. Questions began circulating like wildfire. Was there tension between 50 Cent and Jay-Z that fans never saw? Were decisions in their camps influenced by hidden agendas? Could these claims change how fans view their legacies? Insiders close to both artists reportedly had mixed reactions. Some confirmed aspects of Jaguar's story, citing her credibility and first-hand access to events few outsiders ever witness. Others remained silent, choosing not to comment publicly, which only added to the intrigue and speculation. In hip-hop, silence is often louder than words, and the mystery itself became part of the story. Meanwhile, street-level reactions amplified the drama. Fans in Harlem, Brooklyn, and other hip-hop strongholds discussed the revelations in real time on social media, at barbershops, and during freestyle sessions. The claims about strategic decisions, alliances, and potential conflicts became hot topics, with debates over who benefited, who got overlooked, and who might have been caught in the crossfire. One of the key points that sparked discussion was Jaguar's claim about behind-the-scenes decision-making. She suggested that both 50 Cent and Jay-Z had moments where their choices impacted other artists' careers, sometimes in ways that weren't publicly visible. For instance, tracks being held back, collaborations not happening, or rising artists being overlooked were all decisions that, according to Jaguar, reflected a broader strategy rather than personal vendettas. Fans began dissecting past albums, collaborations, and industry moves to see if they could spot evidence that corroborated her claims. The timing of her revelations also added fuel to the fire. With social media and commentary channels constantly monitoring both 50 Cent and Jay-Z, every clip, post, or mention of Jaguar Wright was scrutinized. Fans debated the authenticity of her story, but whether true or exaggerated, it undeniably reshaped the conversation around these hip-hop icons. Some insiders noted that Jaguar's perspective highlights the duality of the music industry, the public-facing persona versus the private strategy. While fans see music, videos, and interviews, insiders know that much of the business is governed by loyalty tests, calculated alliances, and long-term planning. Jaguar's revelations shed light on this, showing that even artists at the top must navigate a complex web of relationships and decisions to protect their legacies. Another aspect that generated significant discussion was the reaction from other artists. While most didn't comment publicly, some were observed quietly monitoring the response. Their conversations hinted at curiosity, concern, or even amusement, depending on their position within the industry. Jaguar's claims, by surfacing publicly, disrupted the usual behind-the-scenes order, forcing people to consider how exposure of these secrets could influence future collaborations or rivalries. Social media trends also played a key role. Clips from Jaguar's interview went viral on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Memes, reaction videos, and debate threads exploded as fans speculated on the most controversial claims. The story wasn't just being consumed, it was analyzed, dissected, and debated, which gave it staying power far beyond a typical viral moment. Jaguar Wright's insight into the psychology of 50 Cent and Jay-Z became a focal point. She explained how both moguls think strategically about every move, assessing loyalty, timing, and long-term impact. For fans, this added a layer of respect and fascination. It wasn't just gossip. It was a lesson in power, influence, and strategy in hip-hop, delivered through someone who had been in the room. The discussion also touched on the human side of these decisions. Jaguar highlighted moments where tough choices were made that affected careers and personal relationships. These weren't always dramatic public feuds. They were calculated decisions designed to protect reputations and maintain control over the narrative. Fans and insiders alike began recognizing the subtle ways in which power dynamics shape the music they listen to every day. Part 2 also explores how Jaguar's revelations impacted fan perception of both 50 Cent and Jay-Z. Some fans became more critical, questioning the transparency of their actions. Others expressed admiration for their ability to navigate such a complex industry. Either way, Jaguar successfully sparked a conversation that blended intrigue, controversy, and respect, demonstrating the influence a single insider perspective can have. By the end of this section, it's clear that the story is far from over. Fans, insiders, and commentary channels are still unpacking every detail. The streets are talking, social media is buzzing, and the industry is quietly reacting. Jaguar Wright's claims have opened a Pandora's box, challenging assumptions, questioning decisions, and shining a light on a side of hip-hop that few outsiders get to see. It will reveal how 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and other key players might respond, how fans and critics are shaping the narrative, and what this means for future dynamics in hip-hop. The drama, intrigue by the time Jaguar Wright's revelations had fully circulated, the hip-hop world was in chaos, and that's exactly what insiders expected. Fans, analysts, and commentary channels were dissecting every word, trying to piece together the puzzle of 50 Cent and Jay-Z's hidden maneuvers. What Jaguar revealed wasn't just gossip. It was a full-scale expose of the power plays, loyalty tests, and behind-the-scenes strategies that define hip-hop's elite circles. One of the first visible impacts was on fan perception. Social media lit up with heated debates. Some defended 50 Cent and Jay-Z, arguing that strategic moves are part of building an empire. Others questioned the ethics, highlighting moments Jaguar described where decisions directly affected other artists' careers. Memes and viral clips spread like wildfire, each post dissecting the claims, analyzing historical collaborations, and debating which parts of Jaguar's story were factual or exaggerated. The streets, true to Harlem and Brooklyn style, weren't just talking. They were speculating, judging, and assigning reputations. Insiders revealed subtle but telling reactions within the industry. Some artists close to 50 Cent reportedly reassured fans and collaborators that the claims were either misinterpreted or taken out of context, while others stayed silent, letting the drama fuel itself. Jay-Z's camp, similarly, maintained a quiet stance, a classic move in high-stakes hip-hop politics, staying unbothered publicly while handling things behind closed doors. These silent responses only added fuel to Jaguar Wright's claims, making them feel both credible and controversial at the same time. Street-level conversations mirrored what was happening online. Barbershops, street corners, and local studios buzzed with talk of Jaguar's revelations. People debated which decisions were calculated strategy versus betrayal, and how hidden alliances shaped some of the biggest moves in hip-hop history. Fans dissected every album release, every collaboration, and even every missed opportunity, connecting dots that Jaguar had hinted at but not fully spelled out, keeping the intrigue alive. One of the most talked about aspects of her claims involved loyalty and testing within the inner circle. According to Jaguar, 50 Cent and Jay-Z often evaluate who around them can handle sensitive information, who will remain trustworthy under pressure, and who is willing to play the long game for mutual benefit. These tests, subtle as they may be, have long-lasting consequences. Rising stars either flourish, plateau, or are quietly sidelined based on how they navigate the inner politics. Fans and commentators were fascinated by this insight, as it revealed the human side of business decisions they had only assumed were purely financial or artistic. Jaguar also highlighted moments that showed vulnerability and humanity in hip-hop's top moguls. Decisions that impacted careers weren't always black and white. Sometimes they carried emotional weight. Turning down collaborations, shelving tracks, or making strategic moves that upset protégés could generate tension or resentment, even if the intention was purely business. Fans who watched this unfold gained an unprecedented understanding of the delicate balance between ambition and loyalty in the industry. Meanwhile, the digital conversation continued to escalate. Fans and influencers speculated about future repercussions. Would Jaguar's revelations lead to public responses from 50 Cent or Jay-Z? Could it spark new collaborations, disses, or even shifts in alliances? Online forums dissected timelines, past interviews, and studio sessions, looking for clues that confirmed Jaguar's narrative. The story wasn't just being consumed, it was analyzed and theorized about by an entire community of listeners, commenters, and fans. Another interesting layer involved the indirect effect on other artists. Rising stars and mid-tier rappers began discussing the implications of Jaguar's claims in interviews and podcasts. They highlighted how mentorship, opportunity, and reputation play a critical role in career trajectories, echoing Jaguar's observations. Many admitted that seeing these dynamics unfold at the top levels offered lessons they could apply in their own careers, demonstrating that her revelations had educational as well as entertainment value. By the end of it all, Jaguar Wright's Exposed did more than shock the world. It forced a conversation about power, influence, and decision-making in hip-hop. Fans learned that every track, every collaboration, and every album release might have layers of unseen strategy and political maneuvering behind it. Artists realized the importance of loyalty, discretion, and timing when navigating relationships with moguls like 50 Cent and Jay-Z. And insiders observed how a single perspective could reshape narratives and influence perception across the culture. The story also reinforced a core truth. Hip-hop is more than music. It's a business, a culture, and a chess game all at once. Jaguar Wright's unique vantage point offered an insider's lens, showing how high-level decisions ripple outward, impacting fans, artists, and the streets in ways that are both subtle and dramatic. Every revelation carried weight, every reaction created more tension, and every debate ensured the conversation would continue for weeks, if not months. Finally, this story demonstrates that insider knowledge changes everything. Jaguar's courage in speaking out not only created viral moments, but also reminded fans and aspiring artists that success in hip-hop isn't just about talent. It's about strategy, relationships, and perception. And while the claims may continue to spark debate, they have undeniably cemented her voice as one that commands attention in the culture. Fans are talking, streets are debating, and the ripple effects will continue to shape the legacies of both 50 Cent and Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright's revelations didn't just expose secrets, they redefined how the world sees hip-hop power dynamics, leaving everyone waiting for the next move. Now that you've seen Jaguar Wright's explosive revelations about 50 Cent and Jay-Z, it's time to weigh in. Comment below, do you believe her claims? Which secrets shocked you the most? Fans and insiders are already debating, and we want to hear your take. Hit like if you want more behind-the-scenes insights from hip-hop's biggest names. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss these exclusive breakdowns of hidden drama, secret alliances, and the power moves that shape the streets and the industry. Share this video with your friends who follow 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and insider hip-hop stories, because everyone deserves to know what's really happening behind the cameras. This is more than gossip. It's a lesson in strategy, loyalty, and the high-stakes world of hip-hop. And stay tuned, the streets are talking, the fans are reacting, and the story is far from over. Every comment, reaction, and share keeps this drama alive, proving that in hip-hop, every move matters, every secret counts, and every revelation shakes the culture.